everybody, and welcome to day 46 of the 90-day challenge. Today I want to talk about triggers, and the triggers that I want to talk about is when you're watching somebody or you listen to somebody, or just if someone in general seems to like rub you up the wrong way, or you start thinking, oh my gosh, look at her doing that and doing this. There is a reason behind it, and the reason behind it is because they usually have something that you want, or something that you perceive that they have that you don't. So I'll give you an example. When I was younger, there was a woman on TV. She used to do like a wildlife program, and whenever I saw her, I used to think, oh my gosh, I cannot stand that woman. I just cannot stand her. She was very like confident. She was very good with animals. She was very bouncy. So everyone that she sort of like corresponded with, she was very bouncy and lively, and I used to think, oh my god, look at her. She thinks that she's like amazing in front of men and everything. And she used to trigger me. And it's only recently, when I've started to do self-development, that I've realised that there were actually valid reasons why she triggered me. And number one was that she was very confident in any situation. And naturally, I've always been quite introverted. So she was displaying a character that I actually really wanted to be. I wanted to be vibrant and lively like she was, and find it really easy to chat to people, particularly people of the opposite sex. You know, I was always shy, so I found it really, really difficult. And I found it difficult even just to be confident. So I was kind of like the shy one in school, where I didn't say anything, so nobody actually knew me. Nobody actually knew the real me. So that is a reason why that particularly triggered me. She worked with animals, which was something that I wanted to do, but when you're young, you kind of can't see a pathway forward, can you? You know, you have the careers advice and everything, but you kind of don't understand how you sort of get yourself somewhere, if you know what I mean. I'm talking about when I was younger, so maybe like 12, 13. You don't really know what school is for, unless someone was to sit you down and say, this is what you've got to do, this is how you aim for this, that and the other. I mean, when I had careers advice, the suggestions that came back to me were work in a library, which sounds so fun. Not. What was another one? Working at a garden centre, which, to be honest, I've never been into gardening or flowers, plants, that kind of thing. I mean, I really, really appreciate like a beautiful bunch of flowers. Like I recently got the other day from my friend Melanie. I really, really appreciate a beautiful bunch of colourful flowers, roses, that kind of thing. But I'm not like naturally green fingered. Plants don't usually do too well with me. So the fact that their sort of careers advice came out with a librarian or working in a garden centre was so uninspiring, you know. It's like, surely I've got a bit more to my life than that. So she had kind of like, at that age, my dream job. She was working with animals, and she was bright and bubbly and lively, everything that I wanted to be. So that's why it triggered me. Now, when this happens to you in the future particularly, the best thing to do is to feel what you're feeling. So is it a sense of jealousy? Is it that you're envious? Is it just that you feel like, oh, I don't like her? And sit down and really feel what your thoughts are and what the feelings are that are going with it. And then if it helps, start to journal about why you feel like that. and start to journal from a sense of the thing that you're triggered by. How does that correlate to you in your life or your past usually? And journaling is quite a good way because it gets the thoughts out of your head, and sometimes you don't even realise subconsciously this is going on. You just feel the trigger, and it's almost like an end reaction to a thought that's gone on that's then created the feeling, because we always start with, usually we have a thought about something, then we have the feeling, and then that decides our action. Excuse me, I've got a terrible cough since I had COVID. Yeah, so thoughts trigger the feelings, trigger your actions. So usually how you feel, well, most of the time how you feel is usually started with a thought. So if you can get back to that thought of what triggered it, then that is the key to understanding. Now, anytime we feel anything, it is a really, really brilliant human feedback system. So we're a spirit and a body, but we have to navigate a whole human, and we have to navigate emotions, feelings, everything. A lot's coming at us humans. We're kind of like driving the human vehicle, and every day is a learning curve. We're never an expert at it. So yeah, so navigating as a human is quite hard, but your emotions and feelings are there as feedback. And another interesting thing about feedback is, it's like before, I don't know what day it was, quite earlier on when I was talking about how your feelings, it was when I was on a walk, I was talking about feelings then, and how you sort of, you can feel a no and a yes and a don't know in your body. If you ask yourself, you'll get a feeling like yes is light and no is heavy. Well, the universe knows if you're in alignment. So if something doesn't feel right, that's feedback saying that you're not matching up with your soul. Your soul's not aligning on what it's supposed to be doing. So feelings and emotions are not a negative thing, they're a good feedback system to take a look inside and see what needs to be addressed, what needs to be fixed. Excuse me, I've got one of those like terrible tickles in my throat, so I need to go and get a drink of water, I think. But yeah, so for today, any feelings or emotions that you have, see if you can find out what the thought was that started that, and then look deep and look into sorting out what the issue is. Because once you know, it's like, that woman doesn't trigger me at all now. I actually quite like her. And it usually turns out like that. The person that you thought you couldn't stand and you hate, when you find out why you were triggered, you're actually like, oh my gosh, it's almost like he was sent to show me the error of my ways, so to speak. So I'm going to love you and leave you. Let me know how your feedback system is going, and if anyone's triggered you and what you found out from that. I'd love to hear people's experiences of this. It really, really fascinates me. So have a beautiful day, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye for now.